to explain a little bit of Zoe history, just in brief. If you take a look at in your program here, you will see a brief history of Zoe people. So that is in a nutshell. But I'd like to elaborate a little bit more and give you a glimpse of who Zoe people are, where they live, their culture, their vocation, their name, and also show you how handsome and beautiful they are. Okay? Oh, come on. What happened? Okay, we live in Myanmar, now formerly known as Burma, and most of us live in Chin State. By the way, Chin State's emblem is this one. Chin State national flag, okay? And we live in mountainous region, so we are very good in hunting deer, hunting bears, hunting tiger, and so on. Okay, now like okay, so as you can see, because of the underdevelopment in the regions, transportation communication is very difficult, and mostly, even while I was a small boy, I'm not big now, but while I was younger, we still use pretty much, our own feet to travel. But I'm still young, by the way. I hate it. Just to give you a glimpse of where and how we live. This is a village. This is my own village, by the way, where my parents were born. I was raised up here, and this is Zoland transportation, as you can imagine. So now here in Australia, you travel 100 km per hour. It will take about 3 days to travel back there. And so you can say, this is fun. So you should come to our country just to experience. Most of us are farmers, so we grow corns. Okay, and this is very delicious and juicy corns. And now the village lifestyle, we carry on our own head, firewood and stuff. Even though he's smiling, it's very heavy actually. He just gave me a smile for the photo. Cultural attire, this something like this. By the way, this is my wife. How did she get there? I don't know. Some of our cultural instruments, just to share you, this is drum. This is a traditional wine pot. And so the thing, we don't do it now, but before we used to use a common pipe to drink from the pot. So you can imagine the spread of disease if someone has a disease. Yeah, this is a container for seeds. So really that's it. And now I'd like to just focus on the current trends and political developments. As you can, a while ago the Zoe National Party president explained the background of party formation. And now I'd like to just where is it? Okay, there is a problem. Okay, by the way, some of them are here. Okay. Okay. This is the plate. we used to eat from. Common plate, okay? Okay, good. Zo simply means the name of the ethnic or national identity. Zo. Z-O, Zo. Can you remember that? Z-O, Zo. Everybody say Z-O, Zo. It's not loud enough. Come on. Z-O, Zo. Better. Okay, better. Okay, that is our national identity, ethnic name. Okay? And how about this one? Me. Me simply means man, person, or people. It can be used as a singular noun, as a person, or collective noun, as a people. Now, I'll give you the quiz. So, Zo is the national identity. Me means a person or collectively people. And therefore, if I say I am Zo me, you translate in English. What does that mean? Zo man or Zo people. Katie is very bright. I want to give her a prize, but I don't have, unfortunately. You see, Zo is a national identity, and me means person, man, or people. So, Zo me simply means Zo people, or you can say, oh, you are Zo me, you are Zo person or Zo individual. That's what it means. Are we clear now? I have a little bit of, teaching nature. Okay. So, Zo me or Zo me equal Zo man, Zo person or Zo people. Now, you will notice, if you're a keen observer, the spelling. What is the... how many of you can recognize the difference there? Is there any difference? Spelling? Oh yes, so someone said that there is a space between Zo and me. Until now, we don't have a formal grammar. And so, when somebody writes in Zo language, they write as they want, and we kind of understand. Okay, there is no structured, formal grammar yet. There's something actually I personally would love to do, or write a book, maybe, I don't know when. So, you see Zo me or Zo me, there is a space there. But the name or the meaning is exactly the same. There is no difference in meaning. Exactly identical meaning. Okay, so Zo me or Zo space or without space, the same meaning. Okay? So therefore, you cannot say Zo me people, because it is redundant. It is not correct. It is grammatically wrong. Okay, so you cannot say Zo me people, because me is already people, so it is redundant. It doesn't make sense. Okay, so you say Zo me, or if you translate in English, Zo people, or in our language, Zo me. All right. Next up. Oh, sorry. Actually, Zo me and Zo me are identical in meaning. Okay? If someone, from now on, just remember that if someone say, I am Zo me people, that is wrong. Tell that person you are not literate. Okay? You are not educated. Now, the term Zo me was first used in 1953 for religious purpose. Zo me can be used as an organizational for organizational purpose. Okay, And it was used, in fact, in 1953 as a religious purpose. And in 1953, in 1953, religiously speaking, there was Zomi Baptist Convention. It was a religious organization for Baptist denominations in Chin State. So it was used as a religious organizational term. Okay? And politically speaking, the term Zomi was used as a political party in 1990. And Zomi National, actually not nation, Zomi National Congress, ZNC, was formed in 1990. But because when the government looked at the books, there was no Zomi people or Zomi national in 135 ethnic groups in Burma, and therefore they were forced to change the name from ZNC, Zomi National Congress, to now Zomi Congress for Democracy. So that is a political development. Because there is no simply Zomi national, only Zo national. There is no Zomi people, there is only Zo people. That is the background history there for those who are not aware. And so, Zo is one of 135 legally recognized ethnic groups in Myanmar. As you can see in your book program, we just mentioned this one as well. One more, okay. Now, Zo political party was formed in 2015. By the way, Zo people are actually ethnically speaking, we are very few in number, and most of us are not really highly educated. That's why politically we are exploited, socially we are looked down, and legally we are oppressed. And that's why, you know, many of the Zo people who are coming here, who are here in Australia, because of persecution and oppression of some kind, whether it is a racial oppression or some political oppression. That's why we are here. Most of us are refugees. That is the background. So we are minority. We don't have minority rights, but we are saying we are a people. We are legally recognized ethnic people, ethnic national in Myanmar, and therefore we should have equal rights. So, because of our historical backgrounds, you know, we were so late in coming together as a people. We don't have collective voice. That is the reason why we formed a political party, express our collective voice. Yeah? And now, Zo people are one of ethnic groups in Australia. Amen. Some people say amen. Actually, it's a religious term. He agrees with that. Okay. So yeah, so that is in a brief. That is a brief background of Zo people. So I would like to once again thank Australian people, Australian government for accepting our Zo people as your own, and even as we integrate with the society, Australian society, we still want to keep our unique identity and contribute positively to this multicultural nation, a beautiful and loving nation. By the way, I'm from New Zealand. Okay, I'm from New Zealand. I don't live in Australia, but I love Australia. However, when the Wallabies and All Blacks play, I support All Blacks. You know, yeah, New Zealand is a beautiful country, and Australia is a beautiful country too. So that is in brief. And now the last slide. This is Rick Lake, a heart-shaped lake in Chin State. Actually, Chin and Zo are actually synonymous, as the party president explained earlier in Burmese. When people call us, they call us Chin, but actually we call ourselves Zo. We call ourselves Zo. So the whole Chin State is actually Zo land. Zo land. And so Zo is actually a very inclusive and very wide term. And so with this, I'd like to just invite Hayley to come and speak a few words. Please let us give her a big round of applause. You look lost. Microphone. Hey, thank you for coming. And Cô Jing paperwork. You are an honored guest. So when an honored guest comes, we would like to give you a gift. Our Zo cultural, stuff. Okay. No. This is our mark of respect and our love for you. So we really thank you for coming, and we thank you for your support. But by the way, if you sell this one, you would get about $100, but you don't sell it.
I promise it won't be on eBay. Thank you so much. Should I say Mingalaba? It is so nice to be here. I promise I haven't got nearly as much to say as Jeffrey did, but I want to say thank you very much to James for inviting me here today, and to all of you for having me and my daughter Charlie here. It is a great pleasure I've been in this church many times, and it's a very great pleasure to be here for this particular reason today. One thing struck me though with what we've just been educated in, and that is, if there are 135 ethnic groups in Myanmar, it's a bit like Australia, about double the population, but it's very similar in that there are so many people living pretty well almost always in harmony. And for many of you, some of you I may have actually met, when you've become Aussies officially, when you've done your citizenships. How many have become Australian citizens? Congratulations. And when people come to citizenship ceremonies in Knox or Maroondah, where I look after, I say to them, there's a great song. And the ones who have been around for a little while will know it. And it's by a fabulous Australian group called the Seekers. And I promise I won't sing, because I'm not nearly as good as the beautiful lady who was just on before. And you'll all get up and leave. But it goes something like this. It says, we are one, but we are many. And through all, you know this one, don't you? You can help me out? Through all the lands on earth we come, we share a dream and sing with one voice. I am, you are, we are Australian. And I think that sounds so similar to Myanmar. And I've been talking to Chris, and I want to acknowledge Chris Lam, who was our ambassador there for some time. And he's been helping me out with a little bit of history, a little bit of knowledge, and there are so many similarities. although I did look at the pictures and said my ethnic background is actually part Kiwi and part Austrian. And I said, well, that's great, lots of mountains, just no snow. And he said, oh no, there's plenty of snow, just not in those photos. So I want to say congratulations to the Zomi for having such an amazing day today, for all of you coming along, but especially for bringing your beautiful children. Because that song by the Seekers talks about the fact that we have the right to be who we are, but we can all live together in harmony. And your beautiful children, I'm guessing most of them born here, are knowing their background, and that is so important. Never, ever forget the culture, never forget the language, and most importantly, never forget your roots. So from my family to your family, thank you very much for having me along today, for having Charlie and I. I'm going to attempt another word. Jesu Tin Pade.
So sorry, Heidi. I didn't ask you your background. What do you do?
Oh, so I'm a member of Parliament. Sorry, I didn't say that.
That's my fault. I didn't ask you. Sorry.
I'm sorry. So I'm the member for Bayswater, which takes in Heathmont, this beautiful area here. And I've been a member of Parliament and MP for 11 years. And I look after arts and culture, but also tourism, major events, but Aboriginal affairs as well.
Thank you very much, Heidi. We appreciate your support.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.အခုချိန်မှာကျွန်တော်တို့Chris Lam. Chris, are you here? Please. I learned a lesson with Heidi, so Chris, I need to ask you where you are from, what do you do? Before you speak.
First of all, I'm very old, so I have to think about where I'm from.
Even when you look at him, so nice to meet you.
Yes, you give it a shot.
That's right.
I come from northern New South Wales. I went to university in Canberra. I joined the Foreign Affairs Department and worked in the Australian Diplomatic Service for 35 years. And in that time, I was in Myanmar, Burma, as it was then, from 1972 to 74. And I was there again as ambassador between 86 and 89. So I saw the country go through very many changes, as you can imagine. Many dramatic things happened in that time. I retired from the Foreign Service in 2000 and went to work for the International Red Cross in Switzerland. And while I was there, I'm very happy to say that I was able to contribute to the work that was done by the Red Cross to support Myanmar after Cyclone Nargis. And so I saw the country many times since I was there in the embassy. And now I'm the president of the Australia-Myanmar Institute, which operates all around Australia, but has, because perhaps I can say this because I live here, its main base in Melbourne. And we work very closely, as much as we can, with the Myanmar communities in Melbourne and in Sydney and around the country. And that's why it's a particular honour and a special thing for me to be here today.
But thank you, Chris, for your
thank
service.
the community
Yes.
for what you do with us, because we have monthly seminars at the Australia-Myanmar Institute, and this community has been very strong and very powerful in support of that, and we want to give back to the community whatever we can.
Thank you.
So
Thank
thank you for having us here today.
Yes,
I have been given by people in the community, and when I was in the country from time to time, bags and those sorts of things, longies, but the Kachins gave me this tie, and now I can say that the Zoe gave me this. So I feel privileged and honored.
This is a symbol of honor.
We she wants me to keep speaking, but I think I've said enough. I think it's better if the show goes on. So now, come back here and introduce the next item, because I don't want to say more. I just want you to remember that we're on your side, just as you're on ours. So thank you very much.
Yes, thank you. I thought I was asking introductory question, but you finish it off, so that's a good thing. Sorry. ဗမာတာအမတ်ဟောင်းဖြစ်ပါတယ်နော်ကျွန်တော်တို့ဗမာပြည်ကိုလည်းတော်တော်လေးကိုအကူအညီပေးခဲ့တဲ့ပုဂ္ဂိုလ်ဖြစ်ပါတယ်အဲ့ဒါကြောင့်ကျွန်တော်တို့အထူးသဖြင့်ကျွန်တော်တို့မြန်မာပြည်ကလူတွေအတွက်အရေးကြီးတဲ့ပုဂ္ဂိုလ်ကျွန်တော်တို့ကိုအကျိုးပြုတဲ့ပုဂ္ဂိုလ်တစ်ယောက်ဖြစ်တယ်ဆိုတော့ကျွန်တော်တို့သိစေချင်တယ်နော်